But that's what this is, you know. Satanic black magic.
So here's my definition of magic. Magic is the ability to change one's circumstances according to their will that would normally not be changeable using typical means. I see magic as being broken into two parts: greater magic and lesser magic. Greater magic being typically ceremonial magic, ritualistic magic, usually takes place in the ritual room, and it's a projection of one's own inner desires and emotions in hopes of achieving one's end. Lesser magic is more along the lines of day-to-day manipulation of circumstance and people to achieve one's end. I personally put more interest and emphasis in lesser magic. Although I do practice greater magic from time to time, ritualistic magic, I don't put a lot of faith in it. That's not really the right word. I don't put a lot of interest in it. I am not a greater magician, so to speak, by any means. So I have done many rituals, but not for a couple years. And my main interest and goal is in lesser magic, understanding my surroundings, my environment, understanding people, understanding how the world works. And after all, like I've said before, my main goal right now in life is the diabolical infestation of the human race, period. And I see the best way to do this is by infiltrating popular media and the mainstream pop culture with satanic fundamentals and ideology, and that's being done every day as we speak. It's been done for a long time. I see that each generation that comes before me now, I see that their attitude towards Christianity is almost now kind of a mockery. Christianity has kind of become a fairy tale. It's kind of become a legend. That's the way I see it, but I don't live in the Bible Belt. But that's my main goal, is the diabolical infestation of the human race. So although I'm not a greater magician and I don't practice greater magic, so to speak, very often, I am constantly trying to understand my surroundings and understand people, and understanding a way to influence people on a mass level to the attitudes and philosophies of Satanism. And that's being done on a large scale by many Satanists, many famous Satanists, many celebrities, musicians, artists, actors, filmmakers, and so on and so forth. And I think that within the next few hundred years, Christianity will be done. Do I think I'll be around to see it? No, I don't. But that's my take on magic. And more specifically about magic, some people try to categorize magic as into white magic, which is supposedly good and altruistic and supposedly used for benevolent purposes and whatnot. It's usually kind of a Wiccan term, and black magic is supposed to be used for destructive purposes and greed and hate and lust and whatever. Magic is magic. If you have a bag, if you want to put your if you want to categorize magic into blue and purple and red and black and white and green and orange, magic is magic, regardless of what you use it for, regardless of your intention or your expected results. Magic is magic. And people that categorize black magic, white magic, good magic, evil magic, whatever, haven't quite divorced themselves from Christian concepts of good and evil. And so I kind of poke fun at anybody who classifies magic in colors. I like Skittles too, but come on, guys. That's my take on it. But again, I'll be the first to say I'm no great magician. I don't claim to be, and my understanding of greater magic, ritualistic magic, is limited for sure. My emphasis is mainly on lesser magic, and I look for the scientific and psychological principles behind it, and I try to use those to influence my desired end.
Welcome to Flat Out Elected. My name is Rand Campbell. This is going to be a harsh eye-opener for a lot of people. Maybe not you guys, maybe the ones that frequent this channel are aware of what I'm about to speak on, but I'm going to speak on it in a way that maybe you've never heard. There is absolute evidence and proof that this world is under the hypnosis, under the spell of magic. Now, there are those that are absolutely demon-possessed, of which whom are occupying the stages of this world, the platforms used to influence, indoctrinate, and guide the lost lives of the useless eaters in this world. Those of us of which whom are the enslaved to a system designed by deception. Now, the magic that is used most of all, and has been being used for generations, is lesser magic. And we have all been victims of lesser magic. You have never known how to live outside of this type of indoctrination, outside of this type of influence, and outside of this spell. Your grandparents, their grandparents, and their grandparents, all the way down to your parents, even before you walk into a classroom or turn on your first television set, you're already prepared to the system. You are already prepared to the indoctrination. The stage has already been set. You're already prepared to receive your indoctrination before you walk into your first day school, your first preschool, your first kindergarten class. You're already ready. You see, cartoons, if you know anything about Walt Disney and the cartoon industry, then you have to know that they are pre-programming the minds of children. If you know anything about television, then you know that television is television programming. You should already be aware that the television is one of the greatest tools they use to indoctrinate and to begin the process of dumbing you down. Now, the process of dumbing down, even the word itself, dumbing down, is the results of you being under a spell. It's the results of you being under a light hypnosis. This world, I've diagnosed this world as having SLD, which I made up, by the way. It's sleep living disorder. People are literally sleep living in these lives because they don't know any different. They don't know any better. They have no idea that they are living a life indoctrinated into a system through a spell, through a hypnosis that makes them believe they're free when they don't have the first clue of what being free is. You see, they think that they're free because they have a passport and can travel. Well, if you were truly free, you wouldn't need the passport. They think they're free because they can get in their car and drive to the local store or go to the grocery store and pick up groceries. But if they were truly free, they wouldn't need a driver's license to get behind the wheel of a car. They wouldn't need to have a job to go get the money to buy the car, to get the driver's license, to insure the car, to be able to get to the grocery store, to buy gas, and to be able to buy the groceries. This is a system that we are in. And if you think this system is an honest, genuine system, then you are truly meant for this system. Because I believe there are people that are meant for this system. There are people that this system requires them to be a part of it. This system requires them to be dumbed down and indoctrinated. And I believe that there are people in this world that will concede to that will consent to being dumbed down and to being a part of a system that has them indoctrinated and enslaved to it. It's really just that simple. But the truth of the matter is this, is that written in your spirit is true freedom. You were never designed that you would be a slave. As a matter of fact, the slave master, the king of slaves in this world, the god of this world, Satan, he was supposed to serve you. And that's how all this got started. he couldn't stand the idea that he would have to serve you. And that's where this all began. This is how this fight began. But if we're going to be honest and truthful, he has proven time and time again that humanity, the greatest creation God has ever created, seems to be quite willing to serve Satan and not have Satan serve us. But that's exactly what's happened. This world is serving Satan. Now, how he's managed to make that happen is through nothing more than magic. The manipulation of words, the manipulation of laws, the manipulation through entertainment, the direction through people that are influencing the mind, the heart, and the soul of humanity is all magic. It's all done through a sleight of hand, and yet it's right there before your eyes and people can't see it, just like a good card trick. You see it happening right before your eyes. You know it's a card trick. You know there's been some sleight of hand or there's been some distraction. Somehow they've gotten you to miss the trick. And that's exactly what's happened here in this world. This is a massive magic show. And you've been fooled. You've been absolutely bamboozled. You've been absolutely caught in the trap of magic. They have convinced you to be a slave to a system that is designed absolutely 100% with deception. And the saddest part for those of us of which whom have woken up to this, the hardest thing to swallow about all this for those of us that have become aware of this deceived world, is to hear the justification and the condoning of those that are still stuck in this world and have no clue that they've been stuck in a trap and deceived, defending those of which whom deceive them. That is the hardest part in this awakening. Finding out that this world is deceived, finding out that we've been lied to the nth degree, is hard enough to deal with. Believe me, that's a very hard thing to deal with when you come to this information. And when you realize, yes, this world is deceived exactly as the Bible says. And you uncover one deception, and that leads you to another deception, then another deception. And before you realize it, you're on a flat earth, and you have never been on a spinning wet ball rocket, as you've always believed. And as your grandfather believed, and as your grandmother believed, and your father and your mother, your uncle, your aunt, your cousins, your school teacher, the guy at the corner store. It's a heavy, heavy thing to come to these truths. But it's an even heavier burden to share these truths. Because automatically you come out telling these people this world is deceived, and you, right off the get-go, get looked at as though you're crazy and insane. But you know that coming into it. That's why a lot of people who believe we are on a flat earth don't speak about it. I believe there's a lot more people that know we're on a flat earth that don't speak about it than there are those that do know and do speak about it. Because people just don't want to be ridiculed and mocked. It takes a lot of courage to come out with these types of things. I love when I say to somebody, especially Christians, you know, this earth is flat, we're not on a spinning wet ball rocket. And their answer is, I don't care, it doesn't matter to me either way, whether it's flat or a ball, it doesn't matter. And my answer is, well, you would be perfect for them. That's exactly what they are. They don't care. So you would do well being in their little club. You'd do well working at NASA. Because there are a lot of people at NASA that know that we're on a flat earth, but that's their answer too. It doesn't matter, ball, flat, who cares? Just give me my paycheck, give me my 2 vacations a year, give me my pension, give me my benefits. I don't care if it's flat or round. It doesn't matter to me. You would fit in very well with them if that's your answer. You got to care. You got to care that you're being lied to. You got to care that your children are being lied to. How can you not care that this world is being deceived? How can you as a Christian say, well, it doesn't matter to me whether it's round or flat? How does that matter? That's exactly what the deceivers feel. It doesn't matter that we're being lied to. Who cares? That's a part of the problem, is that you got to start caring about truth. We're supposed to be better than this. God created the perfect creation in us. And here we are, completely manipulated through magic, through the manipulation of words, the manipulation of laws, the manipulation of all of these different venues and all of these different platforms and all of these different indoctrinations, the school system, science, entertainment, politics. It's all ran and delivered to us through lesser magic, that we are being convinced and we are being led into a deception, and that we don't even know it. And yet there it is, happening right before your eyes. The illusion, the sleight of hand, is happening right in front of you. And some of us in the audience have woken up and left the theater. And as we see you pass by on your way out, we try to tell you, hey, listen, you're being made a fool of here. You're being lied to, you're being deceived. And you want to laugh and ridicule people that are trying to wake you up to the truth. You want to laugh about it. Or you want to make ridiculous statements like, it doesn't matter, who cares? Well, it does matter. It matters to your children, it matters to their children, because they're the future of humanity. It matters. It matters to them. And it should matter to you. It matters to God. You think God condones or consents to all of this deception and all of these lies, all of these lesser magics that have developed a dumbed down humanity, that have created an absolutely stupid humanity, that we are actually doing exactly what Satan wants? We are serving him and worshiping him, even though God said point blank to Satan, no, you will serve them. It will not be them serving you. And here we are serving him. It's really sad when you think about it. It's actually incredible that people haven't gotten this yet, that people haven't woken up and realized that what Satan wanted is exactly what he got here. He wanted us to serve and worship him, and that's exactly what he got. It's time to wake up, people. It's time to realize that this world is controlled by satanic magic. There are those that are absolutely under the greater magic of having demons possess them and of having curses put on them. Absolutely 100%. But this world as a whole is under the spell of lesser magic. This world is completely dumbed down and indoctrinated and lost to Satan's lesser magic. All of the people with these platforms to speak into your head are doing it with lesser magic. They are convincing you into hell. Period. If these videos encourage you, edify you, bring you closer to God, sub this channel. If you're the type of person that wants to know the truth, click that bell for updates. Go to Flat Out Elected 2, sub there, that's our backup channel. Become a Patreon to this channel. You can go subscribe to the Patreon. You can as well go to Flat Out Elected, the community on Google, and become a member of this channel, in that you can share videos and share comments with others that are over there. You can look in the comment section or the description section for ways to help others. You can pray for this channel. You can continue to watch these videos. That in itself is the greatest support you can give this channel. I ask that God sincerely and abundantly bless you guys. I love you guys with all my heart. I grieve for the lost. I grieve so hard for the lost in these days. Look, I ask that God bless you guys. You guys take care of yourselves.
Is when you talking to the principalities and reminding the powers and telling them who you are and what's going to happen. That's when you get an attitude. We have access to God with boldness and confidence. We can go boldly to the throne of God. We can go confidently to him. But what does the devil do? He keeps bringing up your past. He keeps bringing up your failures. He keeps bringing up your shortcomings. I'm not going to God on the basis of my righteousness, not my righteousness. I'm going on the basis of his righteousness and who he